When you think of the masters of horror, few names carry the same quiet power as John Carpenter. He is the mind behind Halloween, The Thing, The Fog, and They Live, films that shaped the very DNA of modern horror. But what truly sets Carpenter apart isn't the monsters, or even the scares themselves. It's the way he creates fear. His filmmaking is minimalist, suspenseful, and deeply atmospheric. He doesn't rely on blood or gore to shock us. Instead, he uses stillness, sound, and space to make us feel genuine dread. Carpenter's genius lies in how he makes us fear the unseen, the space just outside the frame, and the silence between notes. John Carpenter's directing style is often described as clean, precise, and uncluttered. Every shot serves a purpose. He avoids chaotic camera movement and over-editing, allowing tension to grow naturally. His scenes often unfold slowly, letting the audience breathe, then trapping them in that breathless moment of suspense. In Halloween, 1978, much of the terror comes from watching Laurie Strode go about her quiet day, the calm before the storm. Carpenter stretches the ordinary into something uneasy. The blank, expressionless mask of Michael Myers isn't shown killing constantly. Instead, he simply exists, watching. That minimalism showing restraint is what makes the horror hit harder. Carpenter once said, "Horror is about what's in your mind." And his minimalistic approach proves that the less he shows, the more our imagination takes over. Another signature of Carpenter's films is his use of limited spaces. He traps his characters in tight, confined settings that force tension to build. In The Thing, 1982, a group of researchers are stranded in an Antarctic outpost. There's nowhere to go, nowhere to escape the alien that's hiding among them. In Assault on Precinct 13, 1976, a small police station becomes a fortress under siege. The claustrophobic setting amplifies the fear. Every door, every hallway becomes a threat. Even Halloween uses the suburban neighborhood as a kind of cage. The quiet streets and familiar houses become the stage for terror that feels uncomfortably close to home. Carpenter knows that horror doesn't need exotic locations. It only needs a space that feels trapped. Visually, Carpenter is a master of atmosphere. He frequently used Panavision cameras and wide-angle lenses to give his films a distinctive, stretched look. The wide frame allowed him to fill the screen with negative space, long hallways, empty rooms, or dark corners where something might lurk. In Halloween, this style is crucial. We often see Michael Myers in the far background, barely noticeable, standing still, watching. That's Carpenter using the full width of the frame to build suspense. The audience's eyes constantly search the image, waiting for something to move. It's not a jump scare. No. It's a slow, creeping dread that feels real. These wide-angle shots also create a sense of surveillance, as if the characters are always being watched. It's both beautiful and unsettling, and it became one of Carpenter's trademarks. Of course, no discussion of John Carpenter is complete without his music. He's one of the rare filmmakers who not only directs, but also composes the scores for his own movies. His music is restrained, simple, repetitive synth lines that pulse like a heartbeat. The Halloween theme is a perfect example, just a few piano notes, repeating again and again. But it's hypnotic. It gets under your skin. These scores are not just background sound. They are part of the storytelling. The electronic tones feel cold, mechanical, and haunting, perfectly matching his visual style. By composing his own music, Carpenter has total control over tone. He builds dread not with screams, but with rhythm. Unlike many horror directors, Carpenter never relied on extreme violence or gore to shock audiences. He knew that suggestion was far more powerful. In The Fog, we rarely see the ghost directly, only shadows and mist. In Halloween, the camera often cuts away before impact, letting our minds finish the picture. By leaving space for imagination, he gives viewers the chance to scare themselves. This subtlety separates him from other filmmakers. His horror is psychological, not just physical. John Carpenter's minimalist style reshaped horror filmmaking. His influence can be seen everywhere, from the eerie calm of David Robert Mitchell's It Follows to the tension of Mike Flanagan's A Quiet Place. Filmmakers and composers still borrow his approach to atmosphere, silence, and rhythm. He showed the world that horror doesn't need to be loud or bloody to be unforgettable. Carpenter mastered the art of restraint, proving that less truly is more. His films remind us that fear is born in silence, in shadows, and in the spaces our minds fill with dread. John Carpenter didn't just direct horror, he composed it, one haunting frame and one heartbeat at a time. In the end, Carpenter's legacy is clear. True horror isn't about what we see, it's about what we feel, and what we fear might be waiting just beyond the edge of the frame.